Hello and welcome to episode 24, I believe. Yes, 24. What we're working on today, as you can see, I've expanded this magical tunnel just a little bit while I've been sick. And I'm sorry, by the way, being sick, that I might have to clear my throat every so often on camera, but hopefully not too much, not too gross. Anyway, I put in another portal. And now we've got pressure plates. They close instantly, which isn't what I want, so we'll sort that out eventually, but for right now we can get from one side of the base to the other quite quickly by using the portals. Other than the portals, I've, as you can probably see on the minimap, started digging out this big room here, and I think that's where we're going to start the episode, is just finishing this off in a time lapse. This is going to be the new Ars Magica area, and for that each of these represent one of the three elements, except for that one there because that'll be more of an entrance. Each of these sections, you can actually break this room up into 13 by 13 squares, each of the enclaves, and then the center is 13 by 13 as well. So this one and the entrance one won't be anything too special apart from the work area and stuff like that, but the stuff on the outside, sorry about the police car outside if you can hear that, but this area, and this area are going to represent the three energy elements of Ars Magica, which is light, neutral and dark. As you can see, I'm just digging out the ceiling here, making it nice and tall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time lapse this, and we shall see you when I get back. Okay, I don't think I've forgotten anything. Let me just take that off. So distracted. Right, so Ars Magica room. Right. This thing, I bet, yep, is a spawning haven. So I'll just quickly deal with that. Haphazard torches, always good. So yeah, this is the finished outline of the room, much like every room that we've done before, our hallways, etc. It's all open to being detailed later, but for now is in its functional form. So, as well as all the other materials of the room being replaced with cobblestone, so it's kind of blanked out that way. Still haven't actually done that for this thorn room though. And there's a little spawning spot here. Nope. So, stuff and things. There's a couple of things that I wanted to show you that I realized between the time lapse and now, which is that if I just quickly put this stuff away so I don't have to think about it. Right. Inside this here alchemical station, I have 54 standard filling agents. I made 64 of them, and I've used a whole lot so far in order to maintain my potion of flight. And the reason I've done that is, let me just get rid of this junk inventory. Gosh, I'm a very clean person when it comes to inventories. I can't stand it if my inventory is a big clutter. But anyway, old habits die hard. Use the portals now. If I take myself off to the agriculture room, boop. Alright, so agriculture room, this way. And come in here, you'll see things look a lot different. The roof is a lot higher, that's why I needed the flame potions, because I took out another 6 blocks high from the roof. I've also changed the way that the lighting over the crops works, by now hanging them from the ceiling. That's not meant to look like wood, that's meant to look like rope, but that's the closest thing I have as far as textures go to look like rope. I think it looks pretty cool. So these magical light sources are hanging from the ceiling. Going around, I'm detailing these at the moment, as you can see. It's far from finished. Each of these areas will need whatever I'm going to fill them in with, as well as the main pillar bodies and that sort of thing. The floor, the ceiling, everything needs detailing. Other things about this room that we're going to put in here is a lot of like mossy cobble and things like that. So while this is all very clean and fresh looking right now, I'm going to attempt to unclean it later on, but much the same way as I blank the canvas in other areas. This is an intermediary step. Do it clean and then break it, so that it looks like it once was, because it was once. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is that the pack has been updated, and that's why we're starting on Ars Magica today, actually, is because with the pack being updated, we've got some really nice stuff to chew into today. I'm saying a lot. We have the new system. They don't have the, if you're familiar with the old Ars Magica, there used to be, seeing me putting away blocks, I can't show you. There used to be a system where you'd have like 4 pillars and a circle drawn in the middle, and depending on what your pillars were made of and the colour of the circle, it would be the light, neutral or dark nexus. Shut up, zombies. Are you in here? I bet you're in one of these. Anyway, or maybe below me. Zombie hunt. Yep, get down here. Peace and quiet. Swig my potion because I cannot be bothered. And I have so much refilling agent, so I may as well. Where was I? So the new Nexuses are done differently now. The neutral is where you start. So if I go to Ars Magica, here we are. The neutral nexus is this one, the obelisk. So we need Vintium dust, chiseled stone, brick, and 4 stone. So let's go make that. And the way that you get the other 2 is by doing a binding ritual of sorts around that. So we actually need three of them. Where do I put my Vintium that I've never used up until this point? I think it's in here. Yes, it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cool. Do your thing, factory. Yeah. And then we needed 3 chiseled bricks. That's fine, because we can do it the efficient way. I'd call it the efficient way, even though, because instead of producing a 4th one that we'll never use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. And Vintium dust. So I can get on with the explanations. Boop. So, we have 3 obelisks. Seas. Obelisk skies. I'm not actually sure what the plural is for it. I got some coal because I'm going to need that to show you. Because unlike the old neutral nexus, which required pools of essence, or rather essence liquid, in order to operate, this no longer does. This obelisk can run off any burnable fuel. However, the most efficient is essence, and it's not called essence anymore. It's called liquid essence in its localization, but it's actually called something else. Where is that bucket? Here it is. Liquid Ethereum. So that's the new name of the liquid that's around the world, which is cool. And I need some chalk. We need some magician's chalk. It will be in here somewhere. Is this it? Wizard's chalk, not magician. Alright, so I need some more wizard's dust. I've got all of that stuff. As you can see, the other colours of chalk are gone now. No longer required. And we do have these warding candles that we need to make at some point. Vintium dust, right. I know what I'm doing. Promise. Clay and... Come on, brain. Bone meal. And paper. I'm missing one, aren't I? Flint. Aha. Finally a use for flint. Okay. Vintium dust. Flint. Clay. Bone meal. Paper. Wizard's chalk. One of them we won't be able to do right away, but I should be able to show you at least the light nexus. So we want to find the center, which is, I think it's this one. Please be this one. This is our new obelisk. And actually, I think it's facing the right way, wrong way, right way. Or not. I guess it just faces whatever way it wants to. But I don't seem to be able to put the coal in there. That is very strange news. I'll have to look into that. The update only really just came out, so a lot of things are still new for both me and everyone else. And Mythian has been hard at work at making this the coolest update ever. And that is definitely off, so I'll have to break this one. Put these down. I think I might actually just be burning Vintium dust in these things now, so let's go get some more Vintium dust. And I will cut while I do that. I'm back. I did realise actually in the process of doing the Vintium dust that I was getting a little bit ahead of myself. And to solve that, I'm going to go back to the compendium. There's a couple of things we need to do before we get started. And the first couple of things is here, your first spell. We need the Oculus, which I've already made in the past, and we also need an inscription table. So if we find the inscription table here, we require a spell parchment, which is a couple of sticks and a piece of paper. So a couple of sticks. Yeah, here we go. Spell parchment and feather, torch, and some planks. A couple of those and a feather. Alright, feather, torch, spell parchment, slabs. Right, inscription table. And we also need that oculus, which will be in the magic chest probably. Yep, there it is. Cool. So if we go put them in the room. Yeah. Not quite sure what that part on the back is. But we also need the inscription table, which I think places vertically. Yes, it does. Ugh. Horrible. I'll put you there. There we go. Alright, that's better. Check the book again. Your first spell. Place an inscription table. We also want to go into the Oculus and make sure that I have enough spell components. Utility. Touch. I like utility the most, really. Target non-solid blocks. No, not really interested in that one. Dig. Nah. Self. Although I do need dig to get everywhere else, so why not? Place block. Wizard's Autumn. Feather touch. I don't know what that does. Light. Light's always nice. Let's do projectile. Physical. Magic. This is basically how you pick your spell things. These, if you remember, were unlocked by those infinity orbs, but you also get them by getting every 2 levels, or is it every 5 levels? Every magic levels, that is. Frost is nice. Binding is also nice. There we go. Rift is cool. Attract is cool. Getting all the cool stuff. Harvest. Create water. Drought. Oh man. Harvest. But I can't get anything else. But we have enough for our first spell now. But now I need a book. An unwritten book. Is it just a normal book? Let's see. This is what this book is for. Writable book. Alright, so I have to make a writable book, which I believe is feather, ink, and book. Vanilla recipe. Feather, ink, and buke. Where is the bukes? Hello. There. Book and quill. Awesome. Inscription table. The interface has changed quite a bit since the last one. Each of these is kind of a mode for the spell, if I remember Mythian's explanation properly. So if we're going to make a light spell, let's do projectile and then light. Oop. Maybe not. Does it have to go here? Mythian, you've confused me. Is it in the explanation in here? There are 3 sections of this inscription table UI that are of note. The source region is the large grey square at the top and will contain all of your known shapes, components, modifiers. Shape group section. Yes, we know that one. is identified by brown squares. There are multiple brown squares as multiple shape groups can be created. Finally, there is a spell grammar section, which is the grey rectangle at the bottom. Create shape groups by dragging shapes and/or modifiers from the source region to any of the shape groups in the UI. You can create multiple shape groups in the same spell, 3 by default. Each shape group can have up to 4 shapes or modifiers. Shape groups cannot contain components. A good way to think about it is if the shape groups are different means of targeting things with a spell, then the spell grammar is what the spell actually does. Once your shape groups are created, drag the spell parts. Alright, so then does light come into here? Yeah, that's right. Okay, we want a projectile. Let's do this in the right order. In self, so it gets closer as we change the modes. That seems good to me. Cool. And we will call it light 1. Cool. Then I believe I just take the book, and then we have light 1. Your first spell. We don't have a crafting altar yet, so that is the next thing that we need to do, is create a crafting altar, and it will be somewhere in here. Crafting altar. Cool. We want, I'm pretty sure it's made the same way as the old one, but I'm wondering where, if anywhere, is the structures? Rituals, gateway, crafting altar. Yep, it's the same. So the way that this works is in the corners you'll see that you've got these special blocks, and those determine the spell power level that you can create your spell up to, and that is also determined by what you make the actual structure itself out of, which is why it keeps flicking through, and you can have a simple crafting altar or a very strong crafting altar, but all in all you need the lever, the lectern, and the altar in the middle. So I'm going to quickly get the stuff together to make that, and I'll be back once I'm ready to put the altar together. Alright, I think I have everything. So the altar, if we find the center in this room again, is a 5 by 5 base. So just like that. And I've chosen to go with witchwood and lapis as the 2 major components in building this thing, just because they're the easiest for me to get and also the least expensive overall, while not being too useless, if you know what I mean. So I'm just trying to build this off the top of my head, so forgive me if I get it wrong. I like to challenge myself and see if I can do it without cheating, and by cheating I mean looking at the recipe. And then we need magic walls, 1, 2, 3, and lapis in the corners. Yep, yep. So many jumps. I did in fact need more witchwood. That's right. Stairs. 4, 8. That'll do. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Oh, that is not what I wanted. I'm not actually sure whether the stairs have to be orientated perfectly or whether it's just detecting that there's stairs there at all. I mean, I'm not going to experiment right now to see if it works or not, but I'm just wondering that as a side, if you can have the stairs all wonky and whether it'll matter or not. And the last 2 pieces of witchwood, crafting altar, and stairs. Then we need the lectern. and the lever. And for my own personal taste, some light. Oh, not on the altar, please. Now, I don't think this is going to work right away because, or maybe it will, we'll see. So, in order to make the spell, if the spell system is exactly the same as it used to be, which I think it might be, we look in here for our components that this thing is made of, and it requires essence, so we are going to need some of that neutral essence, which means we are going to need a crystal wrench, and that is back in here. Tools, where are you? Probably in here. Crystal markers, crystal wrench, please. Pretty please. Crystal wrench, cool. Vintium, orchid, we have all of that. Great. Is that arcane ash actually? I think that might have been arcane ash. Nope, Vintium dust. Great. So, earlier in the series I picked up some plants. And they will be in here somewhere. Orchid. Nova. 3 iron and our Vintium dust. Cool. And 1 crystal wrench. Excellent. The other thing that I want to make is, it's a new item, so I'm wondering whether it'll be listed in here actually, is the Magitech goggles. Yes it is. So we can easily make that. We want 4 leather, 2 chimerite, 2 topaz, and a golden nugget. Boop. Chimerite there, topaz there, leather. So many different head things for me now. Magitech goggles. They look pretty awesome. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is make sure that we have the other spell components, and I left the spell book on the lectern, like a dummy. As you can see there on the left side of my screen, actually I have a new interface, a new GUI component. Where is my book? Oh, it isn't. What? I'm blind. Ars Magica shows you when its particular armor is equipped and what those particular armors are doing for you. But while we're here, if I use my crystal wrench, I also want to power this thing up. And by the way, it runs off Vintium. Oh, that's a hard colour to read. But I'm getting quite a bit of neutral essence now. And you know what? I think that's enough. Thank you. If I right click this thing and then right click this altar, no path was found between the selected nodes. How is that even possible? There is like the perfect path between those nodes. Ars Magica. Right click. Right click. Maybe their range is a lot shorter now and I'm going to have something sitting here. Maybe I'll need a mana battery. We'll see. In which case, let's take a look at how to make the mana battery now, which I believe has a new texture, which hopefully I'll recognize in a second. Come on, brain. Here it is. Need some arcane ash, which you get by arcane compound, which is exactly the same as it used to be. Awesome. So if we go back to the mini workshop, we want a couple of that, a couple of this. Why do I have a whole stack of that? There. 2 glowstone, 2 redstone. Glowstone, redstone, arcane compound, blah blah blah. Take it off to here, burn it up. twiddle our thumbs. Let's see what else we need. 4 Vintium dust, 4 chimerite. Or chimerite. Chimerite. I'm going to stick with chimerite. Alright, arcane ash. Chimerite. And we have a mana battery. Wondrous. So let's go back. I could be doing 2 things at once here. I could have grabbed the other components and not had this second trip back, but you know what? Who cares? You do. I know you do. Crystal wrench. You. Connect. Hooray. You. Connect. Hooray! So that was the problem. We needed a intermediate, which is this handy dandy node, which is now passing off stuff to the altar, I think. The text is above. We need a way up. I'll use you, lectern. Thank you. Here we go. We have, oh boy, that's hard to see, 2,500. So it looks like an altar can hold 2,500 of any essence at any one time. That is pretty cool. Alright. Next bit of making our very first spell is gathering the reagents. So we need a blank rune, Vintium dust, arrow, snowball, feather, raw fish, clay, orm, and less focus. That raw fish is going to be so annoying. Alright, so let's just stick this stuff in here so that I don't have to think about it. Messy inventory. Alright, so we wanted orm, didn't we? At least orm. I've already forgotten what we wanted. We wanted blank room, snowball. Snow? Yeah. Place snow. Dig with shovel. Get snowballs. You win. This is the wrong chest, but who cares? Arrow. Arrow, snowball, orm. I know we need a blank rune, and I probably picked one up at some point. Yep. From the dungeons. Feather. Clay. Laser focus. Feather. Clay. Laser focus is somewhere in here. Here we go. Glass and 4 gold. Alright, so who wants to watch me fish? It should actually be pretty easy because I already have a fishing rod somewhere. There. And this is how I did it last time I needed a raw fish. I can't remember what I needed a raw fish for last time. But, that looks like they just got trapped on the ceiling. Here we go. Nope, missed it. And go. And go. No. This looks promising. Why did I click? No! Bad fishing rod. Oh, it's sticking to everything. Why is this happening? Why is it sticking? This is bad. There we go. Alright. No, you jumped. I saw it. You jumped. You liar. Fishing is such a pain in Minecraft. What is it doing? Here we go. Ah. You can't say I missed that. I clicked. Stop it. Stop bugging out. I'm gonna go through this fishing rod any second now. Yep, there it goes. You know, I actually thought that was gonna go a lot smoother than that, but apparently not. Alright. Sticks. String. Fishing rod. Okay. Maybe if I stand far enough back. Alright, that seemed to have worked. Now, splash. Any second now. It's gonna do it. Haha! We did it! Alright. We have everything, I think. 8 components all up. Minus the essence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 3 Vintium. What did I do with it? Did I put the Vintium dust back? I am the worst. Okay. Alright. Alright. Up. You know, I almost forgot the very most important thing. It's no longer listed in the, or is it? Blink rune. Oh my god, there's more. Alright. Good thing I double checked. We want spell parchment. So, paper. Yeah, here we go. Everything's going wrong. It's going so wrong, guys. Get out of my inventory stuff. Thank you. So, Vintium torch, I believe, is just 4 more Vintium. Or a Vintium. I don't know why I said 4. Oh, because it gives you 4. Okay. There we go. Vintium torch. Then we wanted blue orchid. Blue orchid. And then what else? White rune, glowstone. White rune. Do I already have one of those? No, but I do have blank rune. And I do have bone meal. White rune. And glowstone. Now do I have everything? I think so. Was it 3 Vintium dust? Yep. Oh, wrong book. Feather, rawfish, clay, orm, lesser focus. 500 neutral essence, which we have. White rune, blue orchid, glowstone dust, Vintium torch, and spell parchment. I've got everything we need. Now, the way this thing works is that you have to start and finish the crafting with very specific items. Stick the spell on here, although it doesn't recognize the spell. Maybe that's an update thing. Normally what would happen is... No, I'm crazy. It is recognizing it, never mind. You throw on the blank rune, and then you follow the instructions. It wants Vintium dust, so we give it some Vintium dust. It wants an arrow, so we give it an arrow. See? Just follow these instructions. You can throw them all in at once, but I prefer to be careful and just throw them in as it asks for it. Feather, rawfish, clay, orm, last piece of Vintium, lesser focus. This is where we do the essence, which was almost instant. White rune, blue orchid, glowstone, Vintium torch, spell parchment. Haha! We have our first spell. So if we right click, it wants a icon now, and so now I need to pick something that looks a little bit like light. That looks pretty light-like. Let's choose... Actually, this is light 1, so we'll choose the little one. Makes more sense that way, huh? Alright. And now we have this little thing. And it's lit up the room. So we can just shoot it wherever we want. And if we press... Oh, we've got a conflict of keys here. But normally, if you press C, it would change the spell mode, and I'll have to change the... Or I guess I could just take that out of my inventory. See? Yeah, you can see the icon in the bottom right changing whenever I press C now. So that's the self-cast. Illuminated. So if I do that again, and then I break these torches, does that actually provide light around me? I'm thinking not. Alright, I suppose there was meant to be some sort of... Oh, it is providing a little bit of light, I think, maybe. Just a very small amount. And that's touch, so I have to get really close to the block and then right click. But using this thing, and you can see my burnout in the left there is quite high. The higher burnout is, the more your spells cost to cast. So I should actually let it deplete before I keep going with firing off new light spells. And of course, if you just want to end the light, you just punch the little light block thing that gets placed. Alright, so the next step in Ars Magica is, now that we have a spell... What? Are you sure you want to open the following website? No, I don't want to open a website. We've done first spell and Ethereum system. It's generated from an obelisk. Blah 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 blah. Right. So let's take a look at structures. Alright, so I guess what we want to do now is we want to find out how to make the different kinds of I'll just keep calling them shrines, but we want to make the light energy one. So let's take a look. Obelisk. Raw essence, it can be altered using rituals to become a black orem or celestial prism. Rituals. So we're looking for a rituals entry. Mechanics. It won't be a summoning ritual, surely. No. Rituals. Ritual of purification. Ritual purification is used to purify an obelisk into a celestial prism. Yep. And I have a light spell, that's excellent. So that's what I need. I need wizard's chalk and I need warding candles, which are made with pig fat, witchwood slabs, and string. So I need to go out and get myself some pig ooze. So I'll be back while I do that. I'll be back once I have the warding candles. Alright, so I'm back. Believe it or not, pig fat is really hard to find. By the time I had the 6 pig fat in my inventory, I had 55 pork chops. So that should give you an idea of how long that took. So now I have warding candles. I don't need all of them. And it's a pity that they do not stack. So where am I going to put you? Let's put you in here for now. I have my wizard's chalk. I have my light spell. So if I was following the instructions in that book correctly, let's stick light on the left. We want wizard's chalk. And we do this, I believe. Hopefully I've got the right distance. Get out of here, torch. Oh, I must have done it right because it gave me a new entry. I stick warding candles in these corners. And then I believe I cast my light spell. Oh. No? It's not it? Alright. So, we want to go back to structures, rituals, purification. Yeah, I'm using my light spell, display behavior. Oh, I need a mana focus and a piece of moonstone. Standard focus, lesser focus. Alright, easy enough. So we wanted a piece of glass, 4 gold nuggets, 4 redstone. So redstone, standard, and then mana, 2 Vintium. Right, mana focus, and then we want a piece of moonstone. So kind of like if you've ever played with Witchery, which we'll get to at some point in this series, since we do have it installed, is you throw the things in the ritual, but in this case, sorry about that, where were we? We were wanting to throw in the reagents. Funny thing about this whole throwing in the reagents thing is, I think maybe that's what illumination is for, that self-cast. It doesn't say it in the book, but I can't figure it out otherwise because I just tried that projectile a second ago and it didn't do anything, so... Alright. Let's double check here. We have exactly the same layout. What else do we have? Exactly the same warding candle layout. We have the reagents. Maybe they need to be in certain positions. What about now? Yeah, oh, no, everything's going horribly wrong. Stupid chicken bones crafting table. I should disable that in the, one of these is wizard chalk. There we go. Okay, moonstone. Lesser focus. Light spell. Maybe I cast it on that? Yeah! Haha, that's what I was doing wrong. Alright. So now this produces light energy. Now let's see if I can mess up any more and we'll try and do the dark one. Back. Corruption. Obelisk. So we want a monster focus and a sunstone. I don't have sunstone, nor do I have a fire damage spell. So that's going to have to wait for another day. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to just take a look at the time of the recording so far, and I'll be back once I've done that. Yeah, I suppose. See you soon. Well, alright. This episode was running on quite long. So I think it's about time to wrap this thing up, I think. We, believe it or not, I mean the room seems kind of empty, I know, but we accomplished quite a bit. Because what we can do now is we have access to spell creation, first of all, which will be really, really handy later, going forward, especially once I have a spell book and several kinds of spells. More importantly, we can now get to making the seer stone. Seer stone? You in here? Where is it? Where is it? Tell me, world. There it is. Okay. Get to making the seer stone. What this thing does is it will let me detect players. And why we're going to do that is because, remember, let's use our handy portal. I wanted to turn this room on when it detected somebody. The whole thing. Turn the whole thing on. So I'm going to have to find the range at which it would detect a player about here. So when you step in, everything lights up. And from that point, we can just keep the portals on for as long as we need to. And have a state cell, which will keep them on even once the signal is lost for, I don't know, 5-ish seconds or so. Why am I running the other direction? The other thing that I want to do next episode is I want to get going on the tech side of the base, because we now have an Ars room, we now have a Thorm room, and even a little bit of blood magic sitting in the corner there. But we don't have any sort of proper automation. We just have our little setup here that I've been using this whole time since we moved into the mini workshop to basically do all my material processing. And I think it's time we went for something a little more grand and impressive. But getting ads underway, all part of that. So, I'd also like to apologise for not getting very many videos out the last few days. Unfortunately, such is life when it comes to getting sick and having to deal with that. I'm pretty sure some of you wouldn't have appreciated having a bunch of videos available that were just me coughing and spluttering and carrying on. And also not doing my best work because too drowsy to really focus on anything, which is why I only did minor stuff around the base while I was off camera. But thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.